victory, which is so essential. Graham Taylor puts his faith in a team which contains only 4 from the starting lineup in Poland in May. Tony Adams at the back, and 3 of tonight's midfield: David Platt, Paul Gascoigne and Paul Ince. So David Seaman and Rob Jones playing their first World Cup ties. Gary Pallister and Lee Sharp just their second. At the other end of the experience scale, Stuart Pearce, who went all the way to the semi-final in 1990, is back after an international absence of 10 months. So after the Norway experiment, it's a return to a back 4 formation. Gary Pallister's performances in June winning him preference over Des Walker. The midfield diamond designed to get Gascoigne to play in Poland's half of the pitch. The real pace in attack with Wright and Ferdinand. 2 other British connections: Darius Adamczuk, who's settling in Scotland with Dundee, and Piotr Czachowski, who will join him shortly if he's granted a work permit. Without Shevchik, the job of sweeper is likely to go to Andrzej Leszak. They're sure to congest the midfield. Number 7, Swieczewski, was often the closest man to Gascoigne in Poland without following him.
We've got to look for that tonight.
A performance where England will certainly want to inject the pace and conduct the match at a brisk tempo and not let Poland settle to some interpassing here, as you'd expect. Leszak with a very tentative attempt at the clearance. Gascoigne takes it on, beaten out by Bacco. Pearce to hammer it back. And England so close, so early.
Good start, Martin, it's what we all want.
A court and Wright can't quite get away. Kosecki with a terrific piece of retrieving there for his country. Ferdinand, and it's a goal for England. 5 minutes gone. Les Ferdinand. And Poland hang their heads. They've been talking today about keeping England out for half an hour if they could and going from there. Well, they've been breached here after 1 or 2 early scares. And Ferdinand was alive and alert. And it's in. It's delight for England on the pitch and around this vast crowd. The manager keeps his emotions to himself. His teams have led before and not finished winners in the end, but this is a splendid start.
Magnificent, magnificent goal. It wasn't the easiest of balls to take. He made it look so easy. But the boy at the top of his game, full of confidence, and that's just what we wanted. A great start.
Attack with the ball then was marvellous. That made all that happened after that possible.
Well, it made it easy, didn't it, Martin?
By Pallister. Side. Again Sharp.
They all look up for it.
Finding Swieczewski with him. No foul. In the end, it was a belated push by Platt himself. Right. Kicked away by the goalkeeper. It was a wonderful piece of play from the Arsenal attacker. Platt gets his head to it. Poland shrieking and groaning defensively, and on this occasion surviving. And the shot from Wright on the run. And I just wonder whether, as he stretched into that, he might have been roaring away from Czachowski initially, but a player who hopes to join Dundee in a matter of days, at least tenacious enough to get back, and then penalised for a push.
It's nice to have a little test like that in the games.
Free kick taken quickly. Oh, and Ferdinand. Quick thinking by England. Nearly produced number 2. Gascoigne very alert. Referee letting the game go on. Back up. So much room here for Sharp, whose crossing is usually so good. The flag is up for offside. It was missed by Platt and by Ferdinand. England with 4 on the edge of the goal area, one of whom is Gary Pallister, certainly the tallest. Gascoigne takes, Bacco with a good right hook to the ball. 2! A great moment for Gascoigne. A fabulous flick by Ferdinand to set it up. And England, just as they did in the first half, have pierced Poland's defences early in the piece.
He will love that goal. Look at Les Ferdinand there. Just talking about it a couple of minutes ago. Paul could have hit it earlier, but again, he loves selling that little dummy. Magnificent strike. Keeps his cool. There we go. Get in there.
Graham Taylor could have asked for no more than that. But here's Jobert, a tricky customer. But he's very much that. But look at the height that Ferdinand got to there. And Gascoigne, blessed with such great technique when he has to swing into the shot. And there was really no doubt about the outcome once he wrapped his... David Seaman watching happily from the other end tonight. You'll remember that FA Cup tie here, the semi-final, Arsenal against Spurs. Very similar position. And Pearce is having a look as well. Poland have pulled everyone back. They do set it up for Pearce. Stuart Pearce with a humdinger of a goal. He scored in his last game as captain, and he comes back here to the delight now of Graham Taylor. Now he can smile because the selection is paying off, and how England waited their time. Gascoigne was the decoy, played a part in teeing it up, and Stuart Pearce did all the rest. 3-0.
I think even he looked shocked. He absolutely whacked that in. It was magnificent, a nice set piece. The goalkeeper unsighted, and he's really lamped that in.
Look at that scoreline. It's lovely to see. And now, although Poland played proudly towards the end of the first half when they were only one adrift, the game is surely out of their reach, just as the ball was out of the reach of Big Bacco here. What a free kick. Pearce, who did it at this end of the ground in an FA Cup final, of course, for Nottingham Forest, does it here for England.
Magnificent goal.
A roll. England are playing to the whistle, which they thought they'd heard, but hadn't, apparently. It's a lovely ball by Gascoigne to give Wright the opportunity to face the goal.
He really likes that angle. We've seen him score so many goals from that game.
On a night when England had to win, England have won. And Graham Taylor takes his team to Holland next month without Paul Gascoigne. That's been a disappointment tonight, that second yellow card for him. But they're still very much in the shake-up for one of the two qualifying spots in Group 2. Les Ferdinand started it off, Paul Gascoigne early in the second half. And shortly after that, Stuart Pearce with a real pile driver of a free kick, with the goals that have kept their country afloat. Poland, such fiery opponents in May, but looking a long way away from home tonight. The tensions around the England party have been extreme. The waiting over the past few days has seemed long. Such has been the intensity of the desire to get the job done. But any fear of failure has been conquered. Deep down, there must have been some of that. 6 games without a win. That was the run-up to tonight. But a win it has been, and most emphatically by 3 goals to 0.